Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. After months of preparing, making a list, and praying that Allah would invite us, the day finally arrived. We left home with excitement and gratitude and a little bit of nervousness, knowing that we were beginning one of the most important journey of our lives. From getting my abaya ready to the rest of my luggage, it felt very exciting that it was actually happening. And once we reached the airport, there was nobody there. We got there very early. You can see there's not even a single car in front of the airport. They told us to come a little early, but I was so excited that I didn't want to miss anything, so I was there very early. But it wasn't a problem because we got everything on time, our tickets, our seating and everything, and we got good seats in the plane and everything. We had a layover in Istanbul where we got into our ihrams. We only had 2 hours, so we had to quickly change into our ihrams and get to our boarding gate. When we finally arrived in Makkah, everything felt surreal. I had imagined this moment so many times, but nothing compares to actually being there. The reps from Dar es Salaam took our luggage for us. They helped us get checked in, get our keys for the rooms and also our Nusuk IDs, and helped us move in our hotel and our room. The process was very smooth and meticulous. One of the greatest blessings during those first few days was waking up to this view every morning. Looking out of our window and seeing the Haram reminded me constantly why we had come. Seeing the Kaaba for the first time feels different. It's difficult to put into words, but there's a feeling of peace, awe, and gratitude all at the same time. I've performed Umrah many times before, but every time you see the Kaaba, you feel that different feeling. And since we were performing Hajj Tamattu, we performed our Umrah first. And then we had to wait for a few days until we had to get ready for the Hajj days. It was the 4th of Zulhijjah this day, and we had to leave for Mina on 8th of Zulhijjah, so we had a few days. This was at night time. We performed our Umrah. We had a few days before Hajj officially began. At first, I thought waiting would feel long, but looking back, I'm grateful for those quiet days. They gave us time to slow down, pray, and make extra tawaf and prepare our hearts. And I feel so grateful for getting this view from my window. Many times we would just sit there, relax, and just look at the Kaaba and look at the crowd. And it was really hot during the daytime, so many times we would just pray from our window, looking at the Kaaba for at least Zuhr time and Asr time. We didn't step out because the heat was very, very hot. It was like melting anytime you stepped out. So then we would just pray from our room. One of my favorite moments during those days was making extra tawaf. There was no schedule, no rush, just walking around the Kaaba, making dua, and appreciating every moment. Sometimes I would actually just look through my window to see what the crowd looked like. Was it very busy? Should I actually make my effort to go inside so I can pray in front of Kaaba, or would I need to pray outside in the Haram? This was really nice, especially around the prayers. I could see the crowd on the upper level and lower level, and also people walking inside the Kaaba premises. So even in those pushing and shoving from the people because of so much rush, I made it to the Kaaba. I was able to touch it and hold on to it for some time and make all my du'as. I felt like I was so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I was able to pour my heart out to Him to make my du'as. As you can see, people are still pushing me, and I'm right at the corner of the Kaaba. I thought I was going to fall down on my left side, but alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected me and gave me enough time to complete all my du'as that I wanted to share with Allah ta'ala. And my husband was also with me, kind of keeping his arm so that nobody pushes me. We had been told that we would receive our wristbands and train passes, but they didn't arrive until Fajr. By then, none of us had slept. We knew Hajj was about to begin, and even though we were exhausted, the excitement made it easier to keep going. In the meantime, while we were waiting, I made extra tawaf, extra ibadah, extra walk around the clock tower, just to see what was going on and what was there. Before leaving for Mina, I prepared small gift bags for the sisters who would be staying with me in the camp. It wasn't anything elaborate, but I wanted to share a small act of kindness and hopefully make someone smile. And later I noticed some of the people were actually using the stuff that was in the goodie bag. So that made me happy. I decided to finish buying gifts for my family. I had a feeling that after Hajj, I might not be able to because I might be too tired or it might be too busy. And looking back, I'm really glad I listened to that instinct. While we were waiting for our Nusuk wristband and our train passes, we visited the Prophet's Biography Museum in the Clock Tower. It was a beautiful way to spend some of that wasting time and reminded us even more of incredible history surrounding that sacred places. It's inside the clock tower, one of the last floor, right before the Abraj market. So the floor that's under Abraj market is where you can find it in the clock tower. It was one of the best times, very good experience. I highly recommend it. Looking back now, I realize these quiet days before Hajj were a gift. They gave us time to prepare, not just our bags, but our hearts. And although we didn't know it then, our journey was just only beginning.